Good morning everybody, it's Charlie and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. It's time for Bitesize Leeds. You all know how it goes by now, all the latest goings on in the wonderful world of Leeds United Football Club. Yes, I have got some new equipment, as you can see. Money that has come from the YouTube channel has gone into investing in some new equipment just to make the setup look a little bit more professional. So yeah, all the latest transfer news, guys, that I'm just going to go through in today's video is coming up shortly. But just before we get into it, smash that like button, please subscribe, share all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and let's get right into it. So then guys, firstly, let's just start off with some more Kalvin Phillips chat. Obviously I did do an upload on it on Friday when the news broke that City and Leeds had agreed a deal for Kalvin Phillips, 42 million up front with £3 million in add-ons, plus Leeds United are purchasing Darko Gyabi from City for 5 million. Which I think has caused a little bit of a debate, let's just say, on social media about whether, 5 million is a lot to be paying on a complete unknown who hasn't really even had any first team minutes at all at Man City. Obviously, the only good thing that I can see is that this guy must be good if he's valued at £5 million. So I'm sure that there'll be more updates on that over the course of this week, I would have thought. But just on Kalvin Phillips, the paperwork is all prepared, everything is ready for him to sign. He's agreed personal terms, and probably today, or I'm thinking at the latest Wednesday, Thursday time this week, he will be officially announced by Man City as a Man City player, and that is going to be a very sad day. Well, it was a sad day on Friday, if I'm honest, because I don't think anybody can really begrudge Kalvin a move. He's stayed loyal for a good 4 or 5 years now. He could have well easily just left us at the end of that first season under Bielsa when Derby beat us in the playoffs, but he chose to stick with us. He signed a new deal, and he's now gone on to be a very good Premier League player, senior and established England international as well, England's player of the year. And yeah, I can understand why people are a little bit knocked off with his fee, but if you look at other CDMs that have made transfers into the Premier League over the last few seasons, even Rodri only signed for 56 million. Fabinho was like 40 odd, Kante was 30 odd at the time that he left Leicester. CDMs do not go for 75-80 million pounds, so I think fans that were expecting that fee for Phillips, just give your head a wobble, because there was just no chance that was going to happen. I'm sad to say, but yeah, everything's pretty much agreed. It's just a matter of time until City officially announce his signing. I wish him all the best. He's been an amazing servant to Leeds United Football Club. He's a Leeds fan, he's a Leeds lad. I can't imagine it was the easiest of decisions. Apparently Leeds United did have much better proposals in terms of fees from other clubs. However, Phillips made it clear that he wanted to go to City and work under Pep Guardiola, which I guess they've kind of respected his wishes there over the club's best interest, but it's a tricky one. If it is that, then I don't know how I would sort of react. I don't know if they should have maybe thought from a club standpoint, or based on his loyalty that he's shown over the last few seasons, they've kind of just let him have his way. Who knows? But yeah, as I said, it's just a matter of time now until that is officially announced. Moving on to Raphinha. Apparently Arsenal are set to intensify their efforts to sign the Brazilian forward at some point this week. Apparently the first bid that they made was about £30 million, which is laughable. 30 million could do for his left leg. That would be absolutely fine. But Leeds have said that they're not going to budge on the valuation of 65 million, which now the Phillips deal looks set to go through. It's kind of, Leeds United are in a stronger position now because we're about to get 45 million in total from the Calvin Phillips sell. You know, we've obviously got other money as well, otherwise we wouldn't be getting linked to these other players that I'll be able to go into in a second. But, you know, Leeds United do not need to budge on that valuation. Do I think we'll actually get 65? No, I don't think we will. I don't want this to happen, but I can see him going for 55 to 60, which would still just take it to about 100 million for both players sold, which, as long as it's 100 million or more, I think I will be happy with that, if I'm honest. You know, there's players that have been linked to Leeds at the minute for reasonable fees, so all that money wouldn't necessarily need to go into signings of new players. I think everyone thinks that top quality talent has to go for like 40-50 million per player. That's just not the case. But then I've seen other journalists reporting that apparently he's still waiting out for Barcelona's offer. Barcelona are not going to meet that valuation. They might as well just move on. They can't even sign the Bayern Munich striker, what's he called? Lewandowski. God, my mind went blank then. They can't even sign him. Apparently, Bayern want 52 million. You know, they can't even afford him, so they definitely can't afford Raphinha. No way. So yeah, it does look like he is going to sign for the Gunners. A move that I kind of laughed off in the first instance, but having had time to reflect on it, if you're an Arsenal fan, you'll be very excited. You know, they're about to sign Jesus from City as well. So their front three could potentially be all Brazilian of Raphinha, Jesus and Martinelli. Or even if you take Martinelli out and you add Saka in there, that's still a very good front three. So if I were an Arsenal fan, I'd be very excited. But I'm more gutted to see Phillips go than Raf, if I'm honest, because we've not had Raphinha for as long, and I feel like we were all kind of expecting him to go. I'll be honest, when we stayed up, I expected Phillips to stay, so part of me is a bit shocked that he's deciding to go to City and play as like a second fiddle to Rodri, because let's be honest, I only see Calvin Phillips starting about 10 to 12 Premier League games this season, if that. He'll probably play in Cup, he'll play in the mediocre Champions League games as well in the group stages, but other than that I can't see him really playing a lot, because I think Rodri is the best central defensive midfielder in world football right now. Him and Fabinho are on a different planet. So it sucks in that way, but it is what it is. He's made his choice. Raphinha is apparently open to joining Arsenal as well, so fair play. It'll be annoying having to play against them both, but it is what it is. As long as we bring in top quality, then it's all okay in my book. We'll move on then to Club Brugge attacker Charles de Ketelaere, or however you pronounce his name. Apparently there's been a few different stories about this guy over the weekend. I saw a report stating that he had said no to Leeds United in favour of a move to AC Milan because they're a little in for him as well. But then there's a few reports, The Athletic and Phil Hay have said this over the weekend, that Leeds United are still pursuing a move for CDK, and apparently they're preparing a bid of £26 million. So that just shows you that if we do pull that off, that is a very, very good top talent in Europe. That is only £26 million, which isn't a lot in the market really for the potential that this kid's got. Would be a real top player. He's just getting his way into the Belgian setup as well. He's been likened to Kevin De Bruyne. Leeds see him as either a secondary striker or as a false nine, which would be interesting to see if Marsh implemented a style that would, you know, allow a false nine. But yeah, CDK looks like a real top talent. I think we'll probably put a bid in. How confident am I that we'll get him? I'm not too sure, if I'm being honest, guys. But it is a player that really excites me, as is Cody Gakpo from PSV. Apparently he's not even seen as a Raphinha replacement. Apparently Leeds were linked with him anyway and were interested prior to Arsenal's interest. But I do think that if Raphinha does go at some point this week or in the near future, that Leeds United will make a move for Cody Gakpo, who again would be an amazing signing. Apparently he's valued at a similar price as CDK, about £20-25 million. Again, absolute bargain if it pulls off. Real top young talent. I know YouTube clips aren't really anything to go by, but I've watched a few clips of him, have done some research from some credible sources in Holland, you know, the journalism over there, and this guy is a real deal, real top talent, really confident on the ball, likes to take a defender on, and has just got all the confidence in the world as a young player, on the brink of the Dutch national squad as well. So again, real good pedigree, would be an amazing signing. And finally, we'll just touch upon Tyler Adams. Now, apparently Leeds United, apparently Jesse Marsch is actually, he is the number one target at the minute, which is a little bit annoying. I do think Mohamed Kamara from Salzburg would be a better player in the long run. But I can understand Marsch's thinking. He's worked with Tyler Adams previously at Leipzig and in the Red Bull network. Tyler Adams does look like a really good player, but when there's better players out there, I do think it would be a bit disheartening if we didn't really intensify our efforts to sign Kamara. I think Brighton are in for him as well. I do think the reason why they're going for Tyler Adams as well is because he would be the slightly cheaper option. I think Kamara would go for more 30 to 35 million, whereas I've seen that Tyler Adams would go for 15 to 20 million. So when Leeds are looking at it from a financial standpoint, a business standpoint, I can appreciate that. But in terms of on the pitch, I think Kamara would be an amazing signing and would be fully worth 30-35 million for me. I do think Tyler Adams will be Leeds United's next signing. I said it on a previous upload. I do think he will be our next signing, and then once Raphinha goes, I think they'll turn their attention to getting CDK and Cody Gakpo, which if Raphinha and Phillips both go and we bring in Tyler Adams, Gakpo and Charles de Ketelaere, I think that would be a really good window. I do still think we'd need another central midfielder, obviously because there'd be Mark Rocker, Tyler Adams potentially and Adam Forshaw. I do think one more and would be fairly solid in that area. But you know, hopefully whoever Leeds United sign is good. I think if the board don't bring in some serious quality with Phillips and Raphinha leaving, that would just be extremely negligent and it could cause protests and everything. I do think it would be taken that seriously by the fan base. I for one would be fuming if we didn't bring in some top talent with 120 million plus, however much it'll end up being for both Phillips and Raphinha. But only time will tell, guys. Keep your eyes out on social media, on my Instagram and my Twitter page. Any news that breaks, I will be sharing it on there, as well as uploading a video as well. Just before we end the video, I did upload my first article on the Patreon page over the weekend. It is just £1.50 a month to sign up to the Patreon. It is something that I've really been interested in for a long while, and if I say so myself, I am quite impressed with what I managed to come up with as a first attempt. Hopefully I will end up getting a lot better at it, but if anyone is able to contribute and so show some support into the channel, then that would be amazing. As I say, any earnings that I get from YouTube goes into the channel and goes into better equipment, as you can see now, and other things to help me out as well, so it would really much appreciated if you could show some support. Smash a like on this video, subscribe if you're brand new, share all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in the next upload, people. Cheers.